All right, welcome back to KSAT Sports. Now joining us in studio in the KSAT 12 newsroom, Kiana Williams, former star at Wagner High School, Stanford University, picked in the second round of the 2021 WNBA draft. Kiana, what are you doing here in San Antonio?
Hey Mary, thanks for having me. Awesome to be here in the studios. It's nice seeing everything up close and personal. But yeah, I played 5 months in China in the WCBA, returned home last month, and just waiting for my next opportunity in the WNBA.
We're going to do some reminiscing because what an unbelievable career you had in high school here in San Antonio, but also winning a national championship in your home city.
Absolutely. And
that's where I want to start in our trip down memory lane. It's been 4 years now since you won a national championship your senior year with Stanford. Is that crazy that it's already been that much time past?
Yeah, when you think about it, right, when you said 2021, I'm like, wow, it's already 2025. Yeah, so much time has passed, but just looking back on it, it was a great time. Although it was COVID and, the fan interaction was restricted, it was just nice being in my home city, having my family come because they couldn't go out to Stanford, California. We couldn't have fans. So it was nice to, wrap up my college career in my city where it all started. And to go out on top, I couldn't have asked for a better Cinderella ending.
I think when I was looking back, there were 7 San Antonio athletes in the playoff in the women's college basketball tournament at that time. Pretty remarkable. Are you still in contact with some of your former teammates? I know one of them, Amber Ramirez, who you played with at Wagner, still in contact with her?
Yeah, we keep in touch from now and then. I know she's up in Dallas coaching high school.
Okay, nice.
But, just with me being overseas in China, the different time zones, it's kind of hard. Even with my family, I try to, make sure I stay in contact with them. But, being in China was a 13-hour difference. But, social media really helps, keep in contact with other players and whatnot. So,
looking back at the theme of your career, in my opinion, you've been surrounded by greatness.
Absolutely.
At Stanford, you had a legendary head coach in Tara. At Seattle, when you were drafted by the Storm, you had Sue Bird, Jewel Lloyd. I mean, just surrounded by greatness. So I want you to talk about the pros of that, but also some of the cons, because that means you really had to fight for your right to be where you were.
Absolutely. I'll start with Stanford. I remember my very first conversation with Tara when she called to offer me. I was sitting in my closet just nervous because I didn't know what she was going to say. It's Tara Vanderveer. It's like one of the, most, like you said, the most legendary head coach in the women's college game. And I'll never forget, she was like, Key, we want you to come. We want you to come to Stanford. Yeah, it was really great plan for her. She taught me many lessons, both on and off the court, that I'll never forget. And I'm still in contact with her. She always called me Special K. And I kind of like that nickname.
I like that.
Yeah, so that was my time at Stanford. And in Seattle, playing with, Olympians like Jewel Lloyd, Brianna Stewart, Sue Bird, she was at the tail end of her career. I had the unique opportunity to just be a sponge, soak up all the knowledge that they were giving, training camping during the season. So Sue's great. I'm still in, contact with her, Jewel and Brianna Stewart. Those are my forever WNBA vets. So extremely thankful that, I was in a unique situation where I had vets that poured into their younger players.
And now bringing it back to your high school career at Wagner, Christina Camacho, it's awesome anytime I get the chance to be around her because she talk about a legendary coach in the local scene. So what do you cherish most when you look back on your days playing at the high school level with a coach of her stature?
Absolutely, yes. Coach Camacho, I played for her for 3 years. It was amazing. I remember when I first was deciding what high school I wanted to go to, and Wagner was in my district, so I knew ultimately I would end up there. But I remember just, as nervous as I was talking to Tara, I had those same nervous feelings talking to Camacho for the first time. And, she's been doing great things over at Veterans, but now she's at Judson this year. So just the impact she's had on the San Antonio community through basketball, coaching so many great, amazing athletes. I'm thankful that I'm one of those girls that she coached, for sure.
And even back further than that, earlier than your high school days, AAU days. Talk about your SA Finest days and your relationship with the Foxes.
Yes, SA Finest, that's family. My dad and my brother still coach for the program. Coach Ray Caldwell, he does a great job of, just giving girls a platform to, that pathway to go from high school to college and go to school for free. I went to Stanford, full scholarship, graduated debt-free, and it's all because, my dad met Ray Caldwell. And he has two daughters, Risay and Desiree. And Risay was the big sister that I never had. And, just to see that, she's back in San Antonio, De'Aaron's here playing for the Spurs. It's a full circle moment. And I actually FaceTimed her right before I went on, to do the pregame, postgame, and halftime show the other day. And she just, giving me that big sister advice, be calm, basketball. Be concise and efficient with your words. So she's my, my coach, on and off the court. But yeah, she's a big sister I've always wanted, and I'm happy she's back home, back in her hometown, San Antonio. And I know De'Aaron's going to do some great things for the Spurs in the upcoming seasons.
Thank you, Kiana. Appreciate your time.
Awesome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Always great to see you. One of San Antonio's finest.